How's it going, everybody? Texas Man here. I hope you guys are all having a fabulous day. Please give this video a thumbs up if you guys really enjoy it. Subscribe if you guys have not already. Also, do me the biggest favor of all, hit that bell notification button and select all for all notifications so you guys don't miss it on future videos or streams. Also, please head over to Twitch, follow me, and subscribe to me over there at Douglas447. I do streaming from there time to time. So make sure you guys head over to my Twitch at Douglas447 so you guys don't miss out on that awesome content on that platform as well. And in this video, we're going to be continuing on reading through the Digital Doom Chronicles. This is part 8. If you guys haven't had a chance to watch through parts 1 through 7, make sure you guys do that before you guys continue on any further in this video. And with that, we're going to be continuing on, and we're going to be reading in chapter 15, Machine City, and that is the only chapter that we will be reading in this part. And then part 9, we will read the last 2 chapters of this book and finally, at long last, complete this book. So with that, I hope you guys all enjoy. Chapter 15, Machine City. As the squad of armed humans and Timoneko entered the tent, they saw the gray wolves with their lower part of their faces colored gray and the upper part colored dark purple. The dead wolves even had the dark purple around their ears, which added to their yellow eyes' spookiness. Let's bury these corpses on this shore and move into Dark Island's interior, said Peter. After a couple hours of hard labor, the pack of gray wolves and Panda were underneath pounds of sand. Peter, Dale, and Sue looked at the covered-up hole that contained their friend's remains and flashed back in time to remember the following events. The first encounter of Panda in Doom City, the adventures in the Volcano Lands, fighting together against Hell Dragon, battling the River Horror Monster, and fighting with Heaven Dragon's army to defeat Clay Dude Air. After remembering the past, Peter looked towards After remembering the past, Peter looked towards Dark Island's interior with a drive to make sure Panda's death was honored by allowing Peter's group to journey onwards to find the source of the poison. Everyone, grab your machine gun and some supplies. Leave behind what is unnecessary. We are traveling on the plain that those loose moose were grazing until we reach an old city with a factory inside of it, said Peter. What city are we going to, and why? Asked Timoneko. We are going to Machine City because the lumber workers might be able to lead us to this threat, said Peter. What about him? Asked Lucy, seeing a dark figure in the forest. The rest of the group saw the unknown creature and watched it run into the forest. The 5 people grabbed their machine guns and a backpack of supplies. The group dashed into the forest and began chasing the dark figure, which appeared in the shape of a person. It's running towards the plain, yelled Lucy. Halt! Exclaimed Peter. The group of 5 was now on the grassy plain, yet there were no loose moose or the unknown creature in visible range of their sight. Are we chasing a ghost? Asked Sue. No, Sue, we're not chasing a ghost, or a thing that does not exist. Whatever this thing is we keep seeing needs something from us, said Peter. Like what? Our bodies to eat? Asked Dale. No, not our bodies. If that thing wanted us dead, why would it run away? Replied Peter. Peter, I can see Machine City, said Lucy, using a pair of binoculars. Suddenly the ground began to shake, and a large dark cloud started to hover above the ground. It's Black Hole! Run back into the forest, said Peter. The black cloud transformed into Black Hole and started sucking up grass, stones, and water. The team, in the safety of the forest, watched as Black Hole ate his morning meal and eventually traveled onwards without harming the team. Let's get to Machine City as quickly as possible. We can make it there by midday if we don't encounter great wolves, Black Hole, or other dark forces on this island, said Peter. The group left the safety of the forest, began hiking on the open plain, and started heading towards Machine City, which was 3 hours away. It seemed like eternity for the length of time the group was traveling west on the grassy plain. They walked for miles and miles until at long last they arrived at a stone, barbed wire, 3,000 feet thick and 1,000 feet high gate with a hole that appeared to have been blasted by something or someone. Be cautious in your choices, said Peter. leading the squad through the hole and into Machine City. "It is very quiet in this city," said Dale. "On average, how many people live here?" asked Tim and Echo. "The question is no longer how many people live here, but how many people did live here," said Peter, looking at a towering pile of human skeletons, which appeared to be sawed. "What is going on? Where is everyone? Where everyone go? What is going on? Everywhere we go, we keep encountering groups of dead humans," said Lucy. "I agree. It is almost as if someone in Revelation is on a killing spree," said Dale. "Or something," interjected Tim and Echo. "Let's get out of this city's living area and into the factory," said Peter. While walking cautiously towards Machine City's factory, which was located at its heart, the team walked through uncountable piles of human skeletons, houses that were diced in half, and dust clouds here and there. The entire city was in complete ruin, and there was not one soul that could assist the group in their search of the poison. "Peter, I found the entrance gate to the lumber factory," said Dale. Peter's group looked at the gate to see that something had cut through and not blast through the gate. "Dale, toss a grenade," said Peter. Dale created a grenade, activated it, and tossed it towards the somewhat broken gate of solid concrete. 4 seconds later, the grenade exploded, and a cloud of thick smoke filled the atmosphere around the group. After another few seconds, the cloud passed, and the squad of machine-gun-armed humans walked into the lumber factory. There were no bodies in piles, no power, and no noise but the sound of the group's shoes tapping the floor. "It is too quiet for no one to be here," said Sue. Suddenly, Tim and Echo used his powers and pushed everyone behind barrels of oil to hide. "What was that for?" asked Peter. "Silence!" said Tim and Echo, softly, hiding with the group. "Slowly peek through the barrels and tell me what you see," said Tim and Echo to Peter. Peter peeked to see a machine in the shape of a human with saws for hands. "What is it?" asked Tim and Echo. "It is Saw Monster," replied Peter. "What is Saw Monster?" asked Tim and Echo. "A machine the workers here designed to help in the factory to cut lumber faster than they could," said Peter. "Looks like Saw Monster decided to operate Machine City on his own," said Dale. "No, I don't think Saw Monster caused that blast hole at the entrance to the city. I think something came into Machine City and turned Saw Monster into his assistant," said Peter. "What would do that?" asked Lucy. "I'm sure we'll find out later," replied Peter. "Hey guys, where did it go?" asked Lucy. Peter and the rest of the group peeked through the oil barrels to no longer see Saw Monster. "Move!" yelled Peter, seeing Saw Monster behind the group. Saw Monster charged towards the group and swung his hands into the barrels of oil. The unit dashed towards a door to exit out of the lumber factory and tried to open it, yet it was locked. "It's coming!" said Lucy. While Lucy, Dale, Sue, and Tim and Echo attempted to unlock the door, Peter watched as Saw Monster left the trap of the oil barrels, which had spread onto his hands, and came into the hallway. On one side of the hallway stood Saw Monster, and on the other side was the group trying to leave the factory. "Everyone, open fire!" said Peter. The squad stopped trying to open the door, and, using their machine guns, began blasting bullets at Saw Monster. "This isn't working," said Lucy, after 5 seconds of gunfire. Tim and Echo and Peter stopped firing their guns. Tim and Echo pushed Saw Monster back to the barrels of oil, and Peter fired fireballs towards Saw Monster, both using their superpowers. The ground began to tremble after the torching death of Saw Monster, and the locked door out of the factory had been opened by a person on the outside. The unknown person quickly entered the room, locked the door shut, and looked at the team. "Who are you?" asked Peter. "My name is Roddy. I am the last robot tank in Revelation. You must be the famous humans in Heaven Dragon's army and your friend Tim and Echo from Floral," said the person. "If you're a tank, why are you in human form now?" asked Tim and Echo. "I have the ability to transform into a human-like machine to hide from the thing outside, and much more," said Roddy. "What happened here?" asked Peter. "I'm not really sure. All I know is something dark and fast blasted into the city, killed everyone, and afterwards turned Saw Monster, and Groudon loose, said Roddy. As Roddy looked to see Saw Monster toasted, Peter looked through a small glass window to see a blind worm with razor-sharp teeth in its hole-like mouth, blasting in and out of the ground. "Will you join my mission as security?" asked Peter. "Yes," replied Roddy. "Good. We need to find a way out of Machine City without Groudon out there eating us," said Peter. "Come with me. I know a way through this city that Groudon will not be able to follow," said Roddy. The group of 6 walked a short distance, still inside of the lumber factory, and Roddy opened a hatch to an underground tunnel. "Get inside and keep moving out of the city. I'll take care of Groudon and regroup with you on the outskirts of Machine City," said Roddy. Peter, Lucy, Dale, Sue, and Domenico climbed into the tunnel using an inserted ladder, and once everyone was inside of the tunnel, Roddy transformed into a cannon machine gun grenade thrower robot tank. Roddy was so large in size that he crushed the lumber factory flat when he transformed. "Come and taste death, Groudon," said Roddy, prepared to kill the blind worm. Groudon roared using his super lungs and charged towards Roddy, digging in and out of the ground. Roddy started using his cannon, machine gun, and grenade thrower, yet Groudon was not being hit because he was constantly digging in and out of the earth. As Groudon came closer and closer, Roddy finally fired a cannon shot and split Groudon's body into 2 pieces. 10 minutes later, Peter and the rest of the group exited out of the tunnel and saw Roddy in human form, waiting for them. The group of 6 were no longer inside of Machine City and were now heading into Dark Island's forest to continue the search to find the source of the poison. That's going to do it for me, guys. This has been part 8. Look forward to part 9, the final part, which will conclude the book with chapters 16 and 17 coming out in the near future. You guys have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.